What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a tap into your soul reading for the sign of Virgo. Okay, Virgo, you guys are second this week on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so hopefully you guys are doing well and have enjoyed your week so far. At this time, you can go ahead, if you're not familiar with Tap Into Your Souls, you can take the time if you'd like. It's not necessary, but these are intuitive reads, okay? We're going to look at your past, present, and future placements, okay, of energy, and then we'll look at your overall outcome. At this time, you can get like a piece of paper and pen and write out how you feel during the reading, okay? There are specific questions associated with each placement. At this point in time, you can also write out what you would like your overall outcome to be based on the situation at hand for you currently, okay? So this is kind of like a therapy session. I strongly suggest that you kind of use these readings as kind of like your own personal therapy, if you'd like. Okay, I would definitely suggest journaling them, writing the date down as you come across your readings. Okay, so we're going to go one from the top, that is for your past, one from the bottom, which is for your present, okay? And then one energetically from the middle, so I feel like we're going to go here with it, okay, for your future placement. And then, like I said, we'll look at the bottom of the deck momentarily for your overall outcome, okay? These are all touch drawings. There is no book associated with this deck, okay? It's all touch drawing and intuitive, okay? We don't turn over all of the cards because that would be too much energy to read at one time on the table. Plus, there's questions associated with each card placement, okay? So let's get started with your past placement, Virgos, okay? What held you back in the past, okay? What held you back in the past? I saw this card while I was shuffling during Capricorns. Wasn't sure if it was going to come out, but usually when I see it, it does, okay? This is in your past placement. Take the time, Virgos, to look at this card and answer the question honestly, how it makes you feel as you answer that question of what held you back in the past, okay? I'm feeling this sense, Virgos, for you. What held you back in the past possibly is kind of holding back on something, okay? Maybe a particular part of yourself, feeling that you had to project another persona, okay, that was totally different from who you are on the inside, okay? This person is like over the mountains. It almost, whenever I see this card, I almost feel like a cave sometimes, okay? It's like they're enclosed in this kind of cave because there's mountains and everything around them. And then they have this kind of light within their heart space, okay? Like you may project yourself to be really hard, but on the truth is you're really soft on the inside, okay? You're very positive, or you could be very optimistic, but on the outside, exterior, you pose yourself to be hard and kind of rough around the edges, if you will, okay? And so maybe that is what held you back in the past, is projecting something about yourself that you really weren't, okay? Maybe because you didn't think it would be well received, or it was for another reason, okay? Among other things, okay? I'm not going to stay on this energy too long. I'm trying to make these as brief as I possibly can, okay? while still giving you as much information as possible, okay? But that is what I feel is what held you back in the past, all right? Let's move on to your present, okay? What continues to hold you back presently, Virgos? What continues to hold you back presently? Let's see. New energy alert, okay? First time this card is coming out, okay? Take the time to look at this card, Virgos, and write down how it makes you feel as you answer that question, okay? What holds you back? What continues to hold you back presently? What continues to hold you back presently as you look at this card, okay? So we have this figure here, okay? There's blue on one side, and then there's this like ombre marbled effect. Almost looks like rain, if you will, on one side, okay? And you have this person here, but it's like half of them is kind of distorted, if you will, okay? Kind of a little bit distorted. And like I said, there's almost like this effect of rain with all these different colors of red and black marbled in, okay? Which it's more dominant on this side than this blue side, okay? So I feel as though you're kind of like half and half. Again, projection, if you will, okay? In the form of protecting yourself is what I feel it is, okay? That's continuing to hold you back presently, all right? Holding back maybe your truest thoughts or truest feelings or who you really are, okay, as protection from something, okay, or someone in particular, okay. It's a defense mechanism, if you will, okay, to withhold your true self, okay. Again, it's something that we've kind of touched on in your previous Tap into the Souls readings, Virgo. If you ever take the time to kind of go back and look at some of those, you can go on my channel and look at playlists and tap into your souls so you can find yours, okay, from previous readings, okay. But I feel like it's, like I said, it's some form of defense mechanism that you use to protect yourself, okay, from certain people or just emotions, if you will, okay. It could be something that, you know, you don't want to seem, it's almost like, you know, if someone were to ask you, you know, when's the last time you cried, okay, would you be able to answer that question, Virgos? When's the last time you actually cried? And I'm talking about like full on purge cry, like literally feel like you can't breathe type cry, okay? I've had those on multiple occasions, okay? And when I don't like to cry, I will be perfectly honest with you, I don't think anybody likes to cry. I like crying laughing, I do like that. But as far as like, I don't want anyone to actually see me bawl out cry. If you get to see me cry, then obviously I must be very close to you, because I don't like crying in front of people. I really don't. Especially that full on ugly cry is it's just very uncomfortable. And for me personally, okay. And so I don't really like people seeing me like that. Again, if it's someone that gets to see me and be very vulnerable, it's a thing of not wanting to be vulnerable when it comes to you, Virgos. And I can definitely vibe with that. I have Virgo in my chart, so I definitely understand where that comes from. But it's like, to let someone see you be vulnerable is letting them into your space and feeling as though they will kind of use that to their advantage. And it's possible that people have done that to you before, okay, and that is why you don't allow people into your space anymore, okay. In a sense of, you know, you don't know whether or not if you show vulnerability, it shows weakness, and if you show weakness, then someone's going to take advantage of that. And so I totally get it. I'm the same way. Like I said, it's just one of those things where it's like, you can't let them see me like that because you're so used to being the rock. You are an earth sign. Earth signs are, one of those signs where we are literally the rock for everyone. Okay, we are the one that people usually lean on or expect to be very strong. Okay, and we are, but we also have a tendency to break as well. The earth, the ground breaks. Okay, if there's a volcano or earthquake, things of that nature, it still has the tendency to break, and we have our breaking points as well. Okay, but there's got to be someone that you feel safe enough with to allow them to see you in that state. Okay, and they have to earn that. Okay, in order to uh, be a support system to you, okay, and to be vulnerable with you as well, okay. And so I think that's what holds you back presently, continues to hold you back presently, is just not wanting to show vulnerability, okay. So let's move into your future placement, Virgo. How will you change your future? How will you change your future? Okay, take the time to look at this card here. Semi new energy alert. Okay, this card has came out maybe once or twice since I've done these readings. Okay, write down how this card honestly makes you feel about changing your future. How will you change your future? Okay, this card has this figure here blocking something, okay, or shielding something out, okay. I feel as though I don't want to automatically assume that everybody can change, okay. I don't want to assume that you won't, okay. But this figure is blocking and shielding itself, okay, from potential wealth, if you will. Wealth, not in a sense of finances, wealth in a sense of abundance, of love, things of that nature. Okay, you may find yourself shielding from something good, okay, something that could be very positive, all right, and maybe at this time your energy is saying that is again another defense mechanism, okay, where you're not trusting your discernment of who's good, who's not, conducive to your productivity, okay, kind of the same thing mirroring off of Capricorn's energy, okay. So you could have Capricorn in your chart or possibly, have a Capricorn energy around you, okay. But that is literally what I'm feeling here, is the change is not going to be so much of you're just going to shield everybody away, okay, and it's primarily because of the fact of something that's happening with you currently, okay, and it's not going to be a positive change. It's going to be somewhat of an isolation, if you will, Virgos, because it's something in particular that you want, okay. And you have to remember that in order for you to get what you want, you're going to have to give in order to get, okay. And you just have to learn how to use your discernment, okay. It is fine for you to shield in a sense of if it's in relation to like professional life and you're trying to grow professionally, then yes, be careful of who you communicate with and who knows what, okay. Be somewhat selective when it comes to your personal business, okay. Kind of learn how to keep some things to yourself, okay, which I have seen in some of your readings. Your energy has shifted a lot since the last couple of readings, and so in a sense of don't isolate yourself from those that have been very supportive to you, okay. You want to welcome in that energy, not isolate yourself from that energy unless you know that that energy is fake, okay. Some people pretend to be supportive and and willing to help in the sense of wanting to know what's going on with you, and then you find that it's a betrayal, okay? In that sense, I understand the shielding, okay, from fake energy, and that could be for some of you, but for others of you, you could be just saying, you know what, instead of me trying to figure out who's who and who's real, how about I just block everybody, okay? So you don't want to do that, Virgos, because you're going to end up shielding off something that's potentially amazing for you, and you'll regret it down the line, okay? So, with that being said, let's look at the bottom of the deck to see what your overall outcome is, Virgos. Okay. And wow, new energy alert. Okay. New energy alert. So, there could be some Virgo placements watching right now. Okay. I'm not feeling like a cross watcher energy. I feel this is placement energy. So, if you're not a Virgo sun sign, you're possibly moon or rising or Venus, okay? By all means, welcome. Thank you for your viewership, and thank you for checking out your birth chart and learning your placements, okay? So take a look at this card, all right? Hopefully you wrote down what you want your overall outcome to be depending on your situation currently, okay? This is amazing. I love seeing new energy and new cards because I know, like I said, in Capricorns, this one has definitely came up numerous of times within the collective, okay? And so usually that means that a sign is, you know, connected with another, okay, as far as birth chart placements. That's why I was really pushing you guys to learn your birth chart placements, okay? But with this card being here, it's so many hues of like this violet and purple. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this deck for the touch imagery by Deborah Koff Chapman. It's just amazing, okay? But you have all these hues, and you have this figure here holding another head. But as you see, like above in the crown, it's like exuding this energy from out of it, okay? And this swirl behind it, okay? It's all these greens, it's white, almost looking at like a past self in a sense, okay? Is what I'm feeling for your overall outcome. And I feel as though this extra head here is like taken out from the crown. And I'm feeling this wording that's coming up is like, I no longer need to be fearful. I no longer need this part of me, this extra persona, if you will, okay, for you Virgos, okay? I don't need to be afraid. I don't need to pretend to be someone I'm not. You know, this part of me is done, okay? And it's almost as though this being pulled away is releasing, you know, that trauma, releasing that toxic energy, releasing change, positive change, okay? And kind of opening you up to this ascension that is for the month of August, okay? Is what I'm feeling here, okay? So, I hope that kind of matches with what you would like your overall outcome to be, okay? If it does, by all means, you can let me know in the comments, or you can email me. You can find my contact information on my About Me page on my channel, okay? Virgos, this is your last reading for the month. I won't really see you guys until September, but if you know your birth chart placements, by all means, I am still doing readings for the next 2 weeks for the rest of the collective. So you are more than welcome to, you know, watch for your other placement energy that means the most to you. So until then, Virgos, peace.